Okay. I think we're here.
We're all here.
We're mostly here. Yeah, look, we're here. We're good. We're doing good.
The three of us are in this room.
The three
in this moment
amigos.
together.
Friendos.
Friendo!
Lambo.
As long as I get to
That
be...
sketch is never going to die on this podcast.
It's so funny.
Oh,
I just want to
man.
be Donald Glover. That's all I want.
Like
I'll be Keenan.
him or like the character in the Friendos or
if we have to be
either
the Friendos,
and or both.
yeah.
Yeah, but in the Friendos especially, I want to be him. I think it's the most true to form.
I'm definitely Keenan.
I thought I was Keenan.
You're Keenan?
I'll be Keenan.
We have
That's
two
fine.
Keenans, one Donald Glover.
Oh
We're set.
no.
Set.
All right. Man, we were just having so much fun.
Yeah.
What is that sound? Did you? Oh. Did you squeak your lips?
Yeah.
What?
Who says that?
What does it even mean?
You did. You squeaked your lips.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
You made a squeak sound and it was with your mouth.
That's not what happened.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, we're here. What have y'all been up to? It's been a while.
Yo, can I tell a story?
Yeah, that's how I feel
It's
about
appropriate.
it.
It's appropriate, though. It's appropriate.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, me, Emily, and some friends started a D&D campaign. And I've been kind of like, so I'm the DM, and I've been practicing like a lot of my role playing. So I've been, doing things like, voices.
A lot of good voices.
Thank you. I'm planning on a character that laughs a lot.
Oh,
So
no.
I've been practicing laughing. I live in.
Listen to me.
You sound like a robot.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I've been practicing laughing.
I have been studying the humans for some time.
Well, I gotta get it right. I'm still working on it, but
Is it like a maniacal laugh or like a
I'm doing like a mix of like think of Joker from the movie Joker.
so
What about
maniacal?
Persona?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Yeah, only like two people, one person. No people are gonna get that.
My mom
Anyway.
will.
I did start that game.
Oh.
I did.
I have so much to talk to you about that.
I didn't get very far
That's fine. You have
because
to
then
finish it now.
Cyberpunk came out.
Okay, we'll work on that. But for probably about an hour,
I'm so
I was just
excited
in
to
my
watch you
place.
play it.
I'm just in my place laughing maniacally in my
Weren't you on
two-bedroom.
phones?
Did you make little cards?
cards.
Little cards to hand out to people?
I will eventually, but I can only imagine my neighbors just kind of like, because it's not like I'm like I'm really like really leaning in.
You have neighbors on like all sides
Yeah,
too, don't
absolutely.
you? Sick. Awesome.
No, you're at the end of the hall, so you at least got that.
Well, yeah, I got above. I mean, just
Above,
one
below,
side.
and-
Doesn't
Well,
have
and
one.
above and below.
No, one
As
side
above,
doesn't.
as above, so below. Then to the left.
Do you know? Never mind. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure in that movie, that's the guy from Superstore.
It is. I watched that
Is it?
movie recently, and I was
Okay.
like, "Holy, that's him,
Okay.
Which one?
Jonah,
Jonah.
from Superstore."
Anyway.
Emily, how you doing?
Oh.
Tanner, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just pondering this identity crisis I have now. I had something I was going to say a second ago. Oh, so you have neighbors above and below you. Mm-hmm. I'm used to that because I've had that for the last 8 years, give or take, So, last night, I'm laying on the couch playing Cyberpunk, and I hear noise upstairs. Mm-hmm. And immediately, I'm like, oh, it's the upstairs neighbors. Because that's just what I'm used to.
Right.
Then I remember no one lives above me. I live in a 2-story townhome.
Hey, this is the wrong podcast.
So I'm like, oh, it's Bridget in her litter box doing her thing because it's
Doing her thing.
at the stairs and
Is
it's on
she? How
hardwood.
loud is she in the litter box?
Cats
Well,
are very loud
when
in the
there's
litter box.
when there's not a lot going on and she's like thumping up against it. You can hear it.
Is she
very
okay?
loud.
She kicks in
No,
there.
yeah, you gotta kick, and then the litter, especially if there's like solid pieces in it, like dried poop or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why you gotta clean
And
it.
also, it has a
I get it.
It has
I
a
kick.
door that swings
Yeah.
when she goes in and out.
Okay.
It
There's
makes
a lot
noise.
Cats make a lot of noises when they go in the poop
So
box.
anyway, I'm like, oh, it's Bridget up in the litter box. That's fine. And then she starts walking right next to me on the couch. And I'm like, okay, and it's just me. I'm here alone. Both of the animals are here next to me on the couch. And something is coming down the stairs to kill me. Neat. That's the end of the story. There was
Oh,
no
okay.
resolution.
Okay.
I am still living with that, whatever it was.
I assume no one's been
Hey, you're still
upstairs
living.
since.
I am still living.
I went upstairs.
I think
just
it
an
might
hour
have been
ago.
rats.
Oh, that's less
Round
fun.
and round. The love
I know
find
for
a
sure
way
that
to-
it wasn't
what
ghosts,
you're
so
saying.
I'm trying to come up with what else it could be.
It's the band Rats.
Huh? Oh, I was thinking about the singing rats from the car.
What about Rats?
The
rats,
singing
where
rats
the
from the car commercial.
Yeah, the hamster.
Oh, those.
We
That's
have
actually
to stop referencing SNL. That's dead.
SNL's in a renaissance.
I think as long as they at least come out with one good sketch every 3 months, they're fine.
I mean, they're on track
Yeah, that's the pattern.
because that Timothy Chalamet.
That
was
Stu
just-
sketch was funny. I don't care what anyone says.
Which one?
Stu?
Oh, that was very funny.
Yeah,
Actually,
it was pretty good.
I think it went on a little too long.
It did go on too long, and if they, instead of starting the reading and then stopping and fading in with the music, if they had cut straight to, like, made it a faster punchline,
Yeah.
I think that would have been better. But
Why was Elton John there?
that wasn't Elton.
Well, I know that. But like,
I'm pretty sure he was just there that day. I think that was Ken Jeong, and I think he was just there.
they're like, well, you play a good Elton John.
It
so
rhymed.
Yeah. So that's all. That's what I'm doing these days. Just waiting for a ghost to kill me.
aren't we all, buddy?
So I
I
have a
live
shotgun, and I
on
was
the-
going to get rock salt rounds for the shotgun, like Supernatural. It
Supernatural segue.
turns out that's super loud and dangerous.
What is
So-
a shotgun or
A shotgun
Yes.
with salt rounds, just firing it willy nilly with just your brother in an abandoned room.
okay?
Anyway,
I've actually recently gotten into. So I've
Supernatural?
had. Well,
because we can talk, I'm a fan.
it's been a
I'm
long
not gonna
time since
lie.
I stopped at like
Never
season
seen
9
any.
or something.
I know they were in
I
Scooby Doo.
love those handsome
was in that.
brothers,
Me too. No, so I.
except when they get drunk and fight the police on 6th Street.
It happens to the best of us.
They really do though.
No, I've gotten
6th Street's
into
wild.
like Tumblr history video essays.
Oh, so wait, video essays on the history of Tumblr?
Yeah, like
Or
different
Tumblr video
controversies.
essays on history?
They're on YouTube about Tumblr.
Wait,
Okay.
that's just too many.
There's too many adjectives
Because
going
I
on
was
here.
on Tumblr during the golden age, you might call it, of like Super Hulock.
I have no
and-
idea what you're talking about. I was
So-
never on
So
Tumblr.
lost.
Well, that's okay.
I'm not. I was told I'm not allowed.
I
'Cause
was
I'm a man.
I was a 13-year-old girl, so it was like right there at that sweet spot.
Yeah.
And it's just like a bunch of
We just have photo bucket.
incredible, like. Okay. It's just like a bunch of incredible internet drama that's so far removed you get the full story now, and I just love
Nice.
that. And it's like trashy reality TV, except I know what they're talking about because I was there for a lot of it.
I was there. You don't understand.
Don't cite the dark magics to me.
So it's been a lot of fun. I've been watching Sarah Z and Jenny Nicholson.
This means nothing
Yeah,
to me.
you.
I'm just recommending stuff. It's very fun if you were on Tumblr as a 13-year-old girl in 2012. 13.
What's our?
Were you born in 2000?
I was born. Oh yeah, you're right. I was 15.
Okay.
No, wait. I was born in 1997.
Okay.
I'm trying to because I was on Tumblr in like
Say,
2013, 14.
every time you bring up something, it makes me feel a little older and like I'm dying.
I was on Tumblr in 2013 and 14, my freshman and sophomore year of high school.
You had to follow it up with that.
Yeah, I needed to hit that stinger. And those were just terrible times. I learned a lot about the world on
On Tumblr.
accident. A lot of it was on accident. But there were a lot of funny jokes, and now I get to like know the drama, and now I get to see like, oh yeah, whatever happened with that? Because I kind of dropped off.
That's what
really
I've been
quick.
doing with rap beefs this week.
See, that's how I am with Tumblr.
It's
Like, just I'm
man,
long
Eminem
removed
and Nick
from it,
Cannon.
but
Whoa.
No.
What?
I like. Well, I hate the idea that while me and you, Tanner, we were experiencing life through life, or the world, she was experiencing the world through Tumblr.
Yes.
So
That's
because
true.
I was in high school, what else was I supposed
Although,
to
to be
do?
fair, I was in college in Huntsville, Texas, so...
wow, okay.
That's yeah.
There's not a lot of life going on there. Whole lot of death. Not a lot
Very
of life.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah. They have, like, a lot of executions there. They say the lights flicker all through town.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I went to the what's it called? It's a museum about the
The
execution.
prison museum?
Yeah, I think it's a prison. It's called the prison museum, but it's really all about
That sounds
like the execution
terrible.
stuff. It was like $3.
All right, museums are super underrated. They can be a lot of
I love
fun.
museums.
Yeah, but the prison museum?
There's-
That just sounds...
It was so
There's actually a
honky.
really cool prison museum out by Mineral Wells. It's like a super old prison, and they've got like this dress that's supposed to be haunted in there, and like iron shackles because they hadn't invented handcuffs yet, and all kinds of stuff. It's
yeah.
neat.
At the one in Huntsville, they have the last electric chair that was in use because they don't do that anymore. Because it turns out that's cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, when was
some
the
might
last
say.
time
What?
someone
It was
got...
like the
What is the
70s or
best way to
something.
kill someone?
So why am I as a kid still pretty sure that that's how people got executed? Like I'm pretty sure up
It's been
until like
lethal injection for a long time.
yeah, but as
Which
a
is
kid I
also
was like
cruel and unusual.
But it's quicker and more painless.
There are studies now that contradict that. That's
Oh, that's rough.
the stuff that they give criminals isn't even certified to give dogs.
yeah.
Well, it works. It kills them dead most of the time.
Anyway,
Also,
this has
in some
been Texas
countries-
Hour.
Why
In
don't
some
we just
countries, they still do
Firing squad.
electrocution and firing squad. I mean,
I
in
would
other
I would
countries.
pick firing squad if I got to pick. I
If
think
I
that's
got
insane.
to
No,
pick,
absolutely not.
I think I would choose exile.
That's not a thing anymore. Trial by combat or firing squad.
No, man, because like that's not even a guarantee that.
No, they're pretty good at what they do,
Yeah,
but it's not like
they aim like at vital things, and plus you get to feel you
But
get shot.
you've seen,
which is-
you've heard of the stories of a
But
man
there's-
getting shot in the head and surviving.
with a shotgun. I read a lot of stories this week on Reddit that were pretty dark.
yeah.
that I wish I had. It was a thread about 911 dispatchers. What's the worst call you've gotten?
Yep.
And a lot of, hey, this guy has half a head, but he's still breathing.
Nope. No, I've seen that.
not good.
I've seen that job posting online. Said no, thank
No.
you.
It pays really well.
Have
for
you
a
read the
reason.
creepypasta though? Because that'd be sick if you were doing that and the creepypasta happened.
That would be. That's a lot of Reddit points.
It is a lot of Reddit points. Have you read that creepypasta?
I don't think
I'll
so.
send it to you.
Oh, I've
it's
also
a
been
pretty good
getting
one.
into like. So Jenny Nicholson, I just got really into the last couple of weeks.
Again with these names.
I know. It's the same name over and over, but she does like reviews
Is it?
of.
I'm gonna start talking about people you don't know.
That's most of them. But she does reviews of like crappy fan fiction, and one was about Jeff the Killer, and
That's-
it's like an hour-long video, and it's
That
art.
is the cheapest content you can possibly produce. Reacting
No,
to
she's
fan
not-
fiction.
No, well, she bought.
don't know,
She
rereading-
bought somebody's book that they wrote, and they self-published on Amazon.
Well, that's more effort than I put into most stuff.
Right,
I'm
and
gonna-
then she actually reads it and does like a literary criticism of it, and it's so good.
I'm gonna say
I've been listening
have-
to that while I try to play Cyberpunk.
I have
Segue.
a YouTuber you would like that I'll send you.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna say copying Reddit threads and then having a voice read them.
The robotic voice.
You leave Mr. What is his name? Doctor.
Why are you looking at me?
I think it was Doctor
I
Spooks.
don't even know why I get suggestions for it, and it pisses me off every time I see it.
You talk about the creepypasta guy that reads all the creepypastas from
no,
Reddit.
no.
Just
No,
in
it's just like goes to like ask Reddit, and he just reads
there's
through.
there's a
Oh,
bunch of like with
I've
the
watched
robotic
them
voices.
too.
I hate it.
Oh no,
It's
I
just
watched
they
one.
They just read posts with the the Stephen Hawking voice, and like they have
I don't think
millions
that's
of
what it's called. But all right.
best way to describe it.
I mean, we all know what you're talking.
It's text to speech.
Well, like I think honestly, I wouldn't have a problem. Doesn't even link the posts, or like
Yeah.
doesn't even link the.
There's
Well, my
nothing-
biggest thing is there's a YouTube channel that I watched a few videos on, and they do like the top posts from our awe and our cringe and all that stuff.
I love
and like
cringe.
that's fine, but they are a kid-friendly YouTube channel,
my
so they
God. Oh,
blur and
absolutely.
beep and use replacement expletives, and
Yeah.
it's weird to hear Reddit say say darn and stuff like that.
No, you just created my new Reddit account, buddy.
Darn.
Darn. I tried to segue into Cyberpunk. Can I do that again?
Oh, I don't.
There's no segues in Cyberpunk. There's only motorcycles and
I'm
cars.
gonna leave. I can't. I think I'm drunk.
That should be like a mod, right? Like in
Segway
Cyberpunk.
mod. Have you played the Spider-Man mod for GTA 5?
No.
It's so broken. It like kind of works, but the web is a rope, and it's always pulling you toward wherever it lands. So you have to swing, but you're also being like jerked toward it. And you can jump, but you still take fall damage. So you can like Spider-Man jump, but you have to web before you hit the ground, otherwise you'll die.
Oh God.
It's really fun. I'll have to. I'm pretty sure Call Me Kevin played it.
Can't wait to see the mods for Cyberpunk. That'll be pretty cool.
I'm so excited for Cyberpunk mods.
I think
the
they'll
first
do a
one.
nude
example,
mod.
Oh,
But you don't need to. I'm
was a
excited for
joke.
the mods that will fix the game faster than the developers will.
there we go.
Anyway.
Segway. Cyberpunk.
Is this still a segue
Wait,
when
do
you
we
say
need
segue?
to, I'm going to keep saying
Yeah.
segue, but should we also introduce ourselves?
I guess that was the cold open.
Oh my
2
God.
minutes. I
I'm
mean, what else
Tanner.
would you call it?
I'm Norm,
I'm still Tanner.
I'm Emily.
and we're the friendos.
We're the
Friendo.
Okay, Cyberpunk. Yes, segue.
segue.
So that's the main
Cyberpunk.
thing we're going to talk about. Well, we should probably brush up on PS5 a little bit as well, because we
Ooh,
didn't.
in Game Awards.
And the Game Awards, and we need to do our Game of the Year.
We're gonna
Soon.
shove all this into this. Okay.
No. We need to do Game of the Year as its own thing. Maybe
Game Awards
next
we can
week.
do here.
I
It
don't
was,
even remember
there's
what I
not much
played last
exciting.
year.
I mean, my Game of the Year is going to be Jedi again.
I bet mine is not going to come as a surprise to anybody. So I'll keep it as a surprise.
Watch Dogs.
No! Please do not
Isn't
insult
like
my
Assassin-
intelligence.
Did you?
Did
Okay.
Assassin's Creed come out after? So wouldn't that be considered? Never mind.
I don't know. We'll have to determine our own rules for this.
You're right. You're right.
It doesn't matter. My Game of the Year is going to qualify.
Nobody likes Assassin's Creed.
I know what her game is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if any of you have listened to any of the words that I've used
it's
all
the
year,
one she literally never stops talking about. Anyway,
all the time, I have art in my home.
Oh, that came out this year.
Tsushima came out this
It's been
year.
a long year.
Oh yeah.
And Animal Crossing.
So, where were we? Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
So we'll do Cyberpunk. We'll talk about PS5 again a little bit, because now everyone has some hands-on, and we've had some time to
Mine is still broken.
grow with it.
Yeah. Every time I've touched
Yeah.
it, it's crashed. So
That is true as well.
on yours
that
and
could be
Emily's
the game.
Wait, mine crashed on you too?
I don't know. Probably.
Fair.
So let's talk about Cyberpunk. I guess.
Cyberpunk.
Okay, so just right off the bat,
Should we, like,
thumbs up or thumbs down?
it's sideways. I like it a lot when it works. But it crashes at least once an hour, which really pulls me out. And I've just been getting like really angry with it, which is not what I want.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get angry at a game, I want it to be because I'm bad, not because I'm just riding my motorcycle and then the game turns off.
It does that a lot.
It does that a lot.
So it has an issue if you're going too fast on the street. And it happened to me while I was running.
Yeah, me too. Like a few times now.
Yeah, it's trying to
Sometimes
render
if you're-
assets dynamically, and it just crashes.
So annoying. Like it's enough that I've like, because this should be all that I'm playing, but it's not. Like
it has been all that I'm playing.
it. Well, me too. I haven't, but I haven't made an effort to, because I've been so excited for this game for so long.
It got announced 3 years ago,
It got announced 8 years ago,
2012.
something like that.
Like officially announced.
Officially announced,
Yeah.
and then like the trailers start, like the hype really started in 2018, or it came back in 2018, I guess, because it was rumored to be canceled or something.
I think I want to say like the first.
I remember the teaser trailer.
Yeah, teaser trailer. I think
Yeah.
that was like 2017, 16.
Keanu was 2019,
Yeah,
which
I
is
remember
so
that.
weird.
That was the Game Awards. Wasn't
No,
it?
that was
Yeah.
E3.
Was it E3?
It was E3.
I forgot E3's
You're
a thing.
breathtaking.
Nope, we're not doing that.
I will say, just like jumping around, Keanu does not fit in Cyberpunk, in my opinion.
He easily could, but something
could.
about it is wrong.
He plays like a mean guy. And it
Yeah.
doesn't fit him because you look at him and it's like, oh, look at him, it's Keanu.
Yeah, and he's so friendly in real life.
And he, on stage, he went, you're breathtaking. Like, you can't hate him. And he's supposed to be like, I won't go into specifics because it's kind of a spoiler. It's about 6 hours in. But he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense to me. Just, it like, the juxtaposition of Keanu playing that character is like... And he also, you're supposed to hate him.
But you don't.
You can't. It's Keanu.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I like the character pretty quickly because of a lot of reasons. I think if it was played by anyone else, I would be slower to like him, but I think I'd still like him now.
Who do you think would have been a better pick for Keanu's character?
Dennis Quaid. I've never liked Dennis Quaid.
Terry Crews.
He's even less believable.
I know. He can play
He's
angry.
literally the most wholesome person
I know.
on the planet.
But he can play angry. Or maybe just loud.
And also, he has a game. And have you played it?
Very on purpose. No.
Tanner, have you
I
seen?
I know. I've watched you play it.
Have you seen Training Day?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Did you know Terry Crews is in there?
No.
That's his second movie he's ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What was the first one?
Some movie I do not. I've
Was
never
he in The
seen.
Longest Yard? Yeah, he was.
That was later though.
He was the big guy in The Longest Yard.
Just want to throw that out
Why are you
there.
guys whispering?
I just love Terry Crews.
Yeah.
He's just my favorite.
Well,
I'm thinking... Ooh. Who was... Wow, I forgot. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the bad guy.
Oh, his dad.
What is his
Yeah,
name?
his dad.
Escape from L.A. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, I think, would have done really well.
Ooh,
Kurt Russell does well at everything.
Yeah.
What about maybe a Val Kilmer type?
Or I'm thinking Nick Cage.
Here's the thing.
I feel like it has the same novelty, but
Give me Vin Diesel.
no.
No.
I don't want Vin Diesel.
Give me freaking Hercules, Phil, Always Sunny.
The Rock.
Mac?
No.
I'm just saying things. Oh, Danny DeVito.
DeVito.
No. Can we get a mod?
Tanner's getting it.
You turned bright red.
I just want all the Always Sunny cast in a Cyberpunk style game.
I would
buy
like to see
them
a
as
mod
terrorists.
of replacing Keanu's character model with Danny DeVito.
Let's please make that happen.
I'm just saying that could save CD Projekt.
It could. It could. Not fixing the game. No.
Well,
Okay, so let's talk about what's wrong with the game and kind of the news around it, because we all have thoughts.
as we've mentioned, it's broken.
It is very broken, and
Especially on console.
even if it weren't broken, it wouldn't matched what was advertised.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
They pulled a Ubisoft.
They
Right.
pulled a No Man's Sky.
They pull it, yeah, which is actually worse. Because Ubisoft, they delivered on what they said.
You know
they
exactly
would.
what you're getting with a Ubisoft game.
Yeah. You've got expectations set reasonably, then you're going to be fine. Even Unity, it was broken.
Yeah.
But they also fixed it really quickly.
This was supposed to be the most...
And also, that was a yearly installation. Like, it wasn't years and years of building hype. I'm just saying, like...
Okay,
And then
I
also,
get you.
at the core, it was what was advertised.
Yeah.
So
Watch Dogs,
shitty.
not so much.
Cyberpunk was supposed to be, as far as RPG mechanics go, like one of the most complicated choice trees that can play out. It is not.
I have not experienced that yet.
It's the same thing as kind of your Fallout 4. You know how you got 4 options? It was like happy yes, angry yes, sad yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's what Cyberpunk is. Depending on your life path and your level, you get different voice options, but they all boil down to the same choices most of the time.
It's like the ending of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it feels like these things should impact, and maybe they do in small instances, but like, because they were saying, like, you say this here, it's going to affect you way down the road, and there's small things.
There are continuity things, like if you don't have to kill anyone the entire time. You can play the entire game without killing anyone and beat it. And if you do that, if you leave certain bosses alive, you get different dialogue later.
Okay.
Or even if you like sneak into a room, you can get the information by just talking to them instead of fighting them.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to the stealth in a minute.
But I want to go a little bit into, I guess, a minor spoiler for one of the characters. So give me about a minute if you're listening and you don't want to hear it. So there's a guy called Woodman. He's a bad dude.
You can be pretty vague about that, I think.
Yeah, he's a bad dude, and there's a mission where you go in and you need to talk to him.
You need to ask him a question.
Or something. You need to get information. So I didn't recognize him by the time I got to him, and I had killed so many people that I just shot him in the face, and he died. So then it played out. Without me getting that information, it still just played through everything. And then he was back alive. And there was a story beat of choosing whether or not to kill him.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's odd. I know.
But I got dialogue like, oh, good job, you killed him. Now we can't get the information. And then he was just back.
Oof, that's a rough one.
Glad you're back. I still need that information. So
and like the dialogue came from a character that their dialogue is very scripted and timed. It wasn't like a randomly occurring. It was very specific.
Yeah,
they had planned for you could kill him in this instant.
Well, yeah,
but
and then
he's
he's even a boss. Like, so when you, because I'm trying to take the stealthy route because it's honestly
there's no way.
It's so difficult. It's not even fun a lot of the times. Because I play Assassin's Creed, a lot of the times I like to pick everybody off one by one.
Oh, I do too. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
But I have not even tried in this game.
It's so hard to do it in this game. And again, we'll get to the stealth. But I was trying to sneak, and then I got spotted, and it was stupid.
I'm going to pour another eggnog. Does anyone want one?
I shouldn't.
I'll take one.
Just pretend this is a White Claw opening.
So I snuck, I didn't touch anybody, and then I get to the guy's room, I hide well enough that, like, they're not looking for me anymore,
right.
And then I walk into the room, and he's like, you killed everybody on this floor, and I'm playing female V, and she says, oh, also, Makoto, shout out, Persona.
Yeah.
She says, look, I did make a mess, but it doesn't have to get messier. And it's like, I didn't touch anybody. So that was annoying.
So you did not kill anybody?
I didn't touch anybody.
Okay, so you didn't even, like, stealthily... No, okay, gotcha.
I didn't take anybody out. I didn't touch anybody. I just snuck through. Someone saw me.
Dang, maybe Tanner's right. It's just, it's so hard that Project Red was like, no one's going to want to do this.
It was so annoying. And there's just a few missions where it's like... 'cause I feel like if you get seen in an area and everyone knows your location, that's fine. Like, that's just a game. But when you go into the next area and everyone still knows where you are,
yeah,
it's annoying. Especially, there's one, like, I would say the main beginning mission, it took me, like, 2 hours to get through because I had to keep reloading my saves because it wasn't impossible to get through, but it was just annoying, so I wanted to sneak through.
Yep.
And then at some point it was a point of pride. But so I got to the guys to Woodman's office to ask him some questions, and he says, I don't negotiate with terrorists, busts open the door and shoots at me. And it's like, I didn't touch anybody. So I reloaded my save. And then I juked it so that I snuck through, but I didn't really. I got spotted, but it got, the detection got right below, and then I hid in just the right spot until they went all the way down, and then I snuck the rest of the way, and they were detecting me the whole time, but I was quick enough that it was fine.
Nice.
And then he was like, oh, what can I do for you? Like, you're not supposed to be back here, but... And I'm like, oh, I just want to talk. And he's like, okay. And it's like, nothing changed.
Yeah.
And that's super annoying.
I feel really feel bad, right? Because my experiences so far have just honestly just been playing with you, Tanner, and then the information I've seen, and like I had
about it a lot,
without really touching too many like missions. Like I was like, okay, mechanics seem pretty cool. The whole like messaging system in the cell phone, that just seems just way too. There's a lot going on.
There's too much.
There's so much going on
to that. Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of that. But as far as like mechanics wise, shooting, looks like the upgrades were pretty decent.
So I want to talk about something that you didn't get a chance to mess with, and Emily, I don't know if you have much yet either. Enemy net runners.
Only once, and I shot them before they could get to
Okay, so they can do a thing. They're like hackers, but they can hack you.
Okay.
And if they have line of sight, they can hack you and like make you catch on fire or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, they can see you through walls.
So apparently they can see you through walls. There's something wrong with the line of sight, so you can get detected. They can see you through walls. They can see you through cameras. And you can get a thing, like a perk, to see them when they see you.
Yeah.
So I did, and it's wild. Like, they'll be on the other side of a warehouse with cars and walls and doors in between us. No cameras anywhere to be found. Still hacking me. I have no idea. And I'll just leave. I'll go somewhere else and leave, and they're still hacking me.
Huh.
So
That seems
pretty
annoying
because they can actually like kill you pretty quickly.
So that seems frustrating on a level of like, if you didn't have that perk, you wouldn't even know where they would be.
yeah, and I did that for a long time too.
And it's one of the earliest perks you can get.
Okay.
Like, you can get it right away, but it
seems essential in this sense.
With the perks, a lot of them, to me, it feels like a lot of them are what should be in the game, but like that's part of what should make it challenging, I guess.
Yeah.
And kind of choosing where you want to put your where you want to balance your gameplay.
I think it's really cool, but I think they put too much behind level wall.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I see what I'm saying is I see what they were trying to do, and I disagree with how they did it. But also, like, when I play games, I just play what I've been given, and I try to just make the best of it. But with this one, it's like, 'cause if I can play the game, I played Watch Dogs Legion more than I've played Cyberpunk.
That's bad.
And Watch Dogs Legion, I've been hate playing. Like, I don't like it, but I can play it.
Yeah.
I can play it for hours at a time without worrying about it crashing.
That's another thing too. The save files.
Play for more than an hour, and yeah, we saw a thing earlier when we were playing that if the save file gets too big, that's done. It's broken now.
Yep.
That's terrible.
So I might have to.
I don't think it would happen on console because it sounds like a PC issue, but
I don't know. So anyway, the stealth isn't great. The detection is fine, but it seems like
it gets very annoying very quickly if in the wrong situations.
Yeah, it seems like and I don't know how
which is so annoying.
I don't know how it's written, but I have actually written a detection AI in a 3D shooter. And when I did it, it worked. And they couldn't see you through walls. So I don't understand why they can see me through all these walls.
I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that you can shoot through walls. Maybe that.
Maybe.
Also, I
There's some
don't think you're
issues there.
supposed to be able to do
You
that.
can. What is it? Tech weapons can be charged, and they can shoot through walls.
That's annoying.
Power weapons ricochet.
Okay. There's some gameplay things that I don't like. They're just annoying. But, like...
There's just a lot.
there's so much.
Like,
there's so much to learn. It's very, very overwhelming. Like the perk points, I like save them up because I straight up just there's so much to look at that I don't know where to put them.
yeah, I save them for a skill check.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Which I think in one of the patches they were like, you cannot do that anymore, and I was like,
Watch me.
'cause,
I already found the secret mansion in the infinite money glitch.
I don't know that that's a glitch. I
don't
that's
think
just
it
a
is.
goof.
I think it's
Is that what a glitch is?
I think that item is a quest. It's not a quest item, but it's a special item
Yeah.
because it's really unique. Which for anyone listening that doesn't know, there's an item you can get in one of the side quests. You actually do have to get kind of strong to do it. It's an item you can get one of the side quests. It sells for 4,000 eddies at all the little box things, and if you leave and come back immediately and buy it back, you can buy it back for 5 eddies. So you can make
A lot of money really quick.
$39.95 every time. With the decimal at the end. not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
middle.
yeah.
Yeah, which is good because also getting money is really hard.
The quests do not pay like you think they should. Like,
no, they don't. And
for
then
murdering scores of people, you might get paid like $900. Like,
yeah, and that's like good money.
yeah,
It's
$900, and there's like $20,000 clothing items. So
which usually would look
Clothes
pretty sick,
cost
so-
more than a man's life.
more than scores of men's lives.
Yeah. Also, speaking of clothes, I hope that they add something. I know this isn't necessary, but it's one of those things like it was added to a game, and now I just can't. It's not that I can't live without
The
it.
ability
but
to
it's one of
change
those,
the looks
yes,
of armor.
I want to
Yes,
change the look of armor
I've
because
thought that
the
several
outfits are
times.
so whack. Like, because literally one of the trailers was Fashion of Night City, and we know I'm very fashion oriented. And why do you giggle?
just what a
Fucking rude.
just what a weird thing to say. I don't know. Go ahead.
Look at the way I'm dressed. I am fashion oriented, sir. Look at these sick shoes. They're pretty dirty.
I think we should move on.
Anyway, but like, there's no way to change the cosmetic on it, and that's annoying.
Speaking of no way to change the cosmetic, there's no way to change anything about your created character either. There's no barbershops. There's no plastic surgeons.
Which is weird for a game of this scope,
I-
because
yeah.
I'm usually fine with that. But also, they didn't say, "Hey, you can't change this later," which is annoying.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like a game like this, like most games, when you're actually physically changing your character's
You
appearance,
also
it doesn't make sense.
change your body.
Yeah, this game, they could make it
That's
make
the
sense.
Game.
Yeah.
Because I hate the way my character looks, and I'm not going to
But-
throw away 15 hours.
I kind of understand it because CD Projekt Red, I mean, their biggest games have been The Witcher.
But you could get a haircut in The Witcher.
You can, but they don't have a character creator in that.
No, I know.
So, I mean,
They're
they're working out kinks there.
I wish they had just, like, you want to play it. Someone with a ding-dong or someone without one. And that be
Or
the
someone
option.
with nothing.
Yeah.
I like creating a character.
I know I like creating a character,
You can
but
see
I
I went
don't
wild
like
with
the
it.
way they did it. Just because, like, if you don't go with one of the presets, every single time they look goofy. Like, in my opinion. I don't like
Mine's
the way
not
they
one of the presets.
I think someone just needs to design better characters.
I think the character design's kind of whack in places.
So, there's also a thing, they were asked in a press conference about the verticality of the world, and they said it will be fully explorable and very vertical. I have not found that to be true.
not-
Most
you
of
can
the
take a lot
doors
of
on street level
elevators.
are locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of elevators, a lot of staircases that go up and then dead end, and then you have to get on an elevator to go up the rest of the way. Seems weird. I did, however, find a way to get out of that and actually get some vertical exploration. It was all glitches.
Man, so now
That's the tagline of the game. It's all glitches.
It's all glitches.
so now everybody, looking back at all the delays, it wasn't because like they were like polishing the game. They were just trying to fix this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really. I think that's one of the biggest issues is that they really misled gamers, and then some of the things that they did, are just like, I don't want to say they're unforgivable because we will forgive them. That's just the way of the industry.
The Witcher 3 was also pretty bad at launch, and it ended up being good.
I don't remember the launch.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was pretty buggy.
It wasn't. It's not enough that I remember anything, and it's not one that goes in the books for being like it's another.
Well, that's because
it's another Assassin's Creed
managed
Unity.
to overwrite it. You know?
Yeah, well, and you could play it, and then also they didn't lie, which I think is one of the biggest issues. Because they lied to Sony and Microsoft saying that this build that we've submitted is not going to be the build that comes out day one. We're going to fix all these issues that are glaringly obvious. Don't even worry about it. And they didn't. They also wouldn't let reviewers and people that got early copies. They
didn't even send out early copies till the day before launch to a lot of people.
There was that. I think that was a logistics issue. But anyone who got a console version of the game, if they made a review, they could not use. They could only use game trailer.
Yeah,
footage.
they couldn't use
the
captured
game.
gameplay.
9 times out of 10,
which is
that's
not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
There was
I can
an
record.
embargo, which is always iffy.
I can think of a couple games that have done that in the past that their game was good. It was just kind of weird that they wouldn't show, but. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they promised the reviewers, they promised Sony and Microsoft that they would get it fixed, and it's not. It's literally unplayable at parts.
Oh, question. So PlayStation has offered refunds
Finally.
for anyone.
Well, there's a big process
Is
to
it?
go through that.
Has Xbox done that as well?
Yeah.
I've only heard
Yeah.
people
They
talk about
did
PlayStation.
that,
Xbox was
last
better
night.
about it off the bat than
I feel
Sony
like.
was.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like customer service wise, I've had better with Xbox than PlayStation.
Yeah.
It
Sony,
depends on the day.
You haven't even been able to change your username on PlayStation for the last 15 years.
I changed it last year, maybe. Actually, I changed it when I was living here.
I need to change mine. Yeah, so I actually looked into it. I wasn't going to do it, but I looked into it the night that CD Projekt Red made the announcement.
Which also, that was another thing that
They
they did.
didn't
They didn't
tell-
talk to Sony and Microsoft
Yeah.
to say, hey, you can talk to the retailer that you bought it from to
Yeah.
get a refund. They didn't tell anybody that they were going to say that.
Ooh, how did they? I wonder how like physical copies.
So those are still for sale.
Well, no, but
I haven't tried to go to
Walmart,
GameStop
Best Buy,
to see what
GameStop.
they would do for me, but I can't imagine they would take it back.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
someone who worked there for a long time, I wouldn't take it back. Well,
So
no,
I would feel bad.
I would take it back as but we had our own ways of making sure, because we actually cared about customer service.
Okay.
But I can't imagine most of the retailers for the physical.
Norm helped me out with Jump Force.
We helped people that were nice to us, and if they really hated something and they were just outside, because now they've got a guaranteed to love it thing, which is okay, but for the first 2 days I was enjoying Cyberpunk enough, and then
it's like boom,
and then
I suck.
Then it right after that 48 hours passed where I couldn't return it for the full price. It was crashing every half hour.
So, do you guys think that this is a game that is redeemable over time?
Yes.
Even with the core mechanics.
So
Yeah.
I believe, and I could be mistaken, that you still are not able to purchase Batman Arkham Knight on PC
Really?
because it was that broken.
I didn't know that.
They pulled it themselves.
I knew they pulled
Yeah.
it. I didn't know that they were just nah.
And I'm worried that this might be that.
Or from now on, it's just going to be
It's-
only on.
I do not
if
think
you
so.
have it, you have it. And if you don't, you're not going to get it. And it's not going to get fixed. But, I mean, it was always going to be... Because with The Witcher, it was a little broken at launch. Not quite to this extent.
Most games are shipped unfinished.
Yeah, which is a
That
new
is
thing.
part of the culture now.
But
As is Crunch, but we'll get there.
The Witcher didn't really become a game worth talking about in a positive way until the first Wild Hunt expansion.
Yeah, I was about to say,
out.
once the expansion's released, that's when I really
you
started
sure?
hearing about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Everyone was
But I
mad
was
because there
also-
was not enough story content.
Yeah, but it won Game of the Year 2015.
Yeah, but it was 2015. What are they going to give it to? Advanced Warfare?
Is that really when it came out?
Yeah,
That's
Probably.
Wow, that's pretty
I
good.
think so. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Did I nail that?
Yeah.
Sick.
At least from what I remember. 'cause
Now,
I
like,
think I
what
was
games came out
I
that
think
year?
I was a senior in high school
Uh,
because I got to choose the music for that launch. So I chose Imagine Dragons, baby. No, my boss said it was cool because they just released a new album and it was very Advanced
remember.
Warfare.
Okay, hold on. Bloodborne came out that year.
okay, better than probably The
jeez.
Witcher at launch.
Oh god, let me. Oh
Okay,
god,
well no, so Bloodborne still is pretty.
Hold on.
let me
Arkham
tell you.
Knight's
rough.
on PC on Steam with a 9 out of 10 now.
Is it back now? Okay.
Let me tell you the rundown of 2015 games. Right, so it's
All right, we're doing our Game of the Year 2015.
Batman: Arkham Asylum.
Very good.
Halo 5.
Oof.
Bad.
Um,
This is all 10s and 1s.
oh god, Rocket League did come out that year. That was pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a 5.
That's a staple.
Metal Gear 5. Fallout 4 expansion, or was it Fallout 4?
It must have been Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 came out in 2015.
I
I worked that launch too.
was living in Austin
Assassin's
at
Creed,
that point, I think.
Syndicate.
I
Star
love
Wars Battlefront.
Syndicate, and I'll die by that.
Syndicate sucked.
Okay, great. That's your opinion.
Syndicate sucked. Anyway,
Anyway,
Yeah, I guess.
So let's
didn't
talk
have
about-
stiff competition.
bugs that we've experienced personally, other than crashing.
You guys, I guess.
Well,
ding-dongs
you
keep
too.
popping out, huh?
Oh right, yeah.
So every time you change clothes in the menu, you go to naked first and then to clothes.
I like
Which
that.
is incredible.
It's
Here's the problem.
shocking sometimes.
Here's the problem.
I had to take a sec. What was that? What? Yeah, that was it. Oh, okay.
Here's
that
the
a
problem.
dog?
I am a streamer,
Yeah.
and I cannot show nudity.
Just
on
don't.
my stream.
Just don't change your armor.
Just don't stream that.
I have. So I turned off the nudity essentially from because you can turn it off. But then it's like there's so many posters and ads around. Like
Are they just blank?
No, I think I haven't really looked because there are some ads that are straight up nude.
It's the future, baby.
And there's a lot of very suggestive ones, so I was really only noticing those because I've only seen the nude ones a few times. So when I'm not streaming it, I turn the nudity back on because I do want to play it as intended. Please don't shake your head at me like that.
Sinner.
But every time I change, because again, I'm fashion oriented. I stop looking at my shoes. They're good, okay? My mom picked them out. That's actually true. She picked these out for me.
I believe
but they're
that.
sick. But like, so I go through because I'm trying to balance it. So if I get like a really good piece of armor, I usually build the outfit around it, and I just see boobs a lot, and that's fine, I guess. But it's also really annoying. But it's not one of the most annoying. It's
Yeah.
just one of those like I feel like this shouldn't be an issue.
I'm so tired of seeing those.
So, one of my least favorite and most favorite bugs has been when you kill someone. Sometimes, I guess the dead state doesn't activate.
That's so annoying.
So they keep like yelling, they keep just hurling insults and threats at you, and
Which
they're
is
dead on the
so
floor.
Annoying too, because sometimes it doesn't register that they're dead.
And you're like walking
And
around
you
looking for them.
can't- and you can't finish whatever you're doing. Like if you're doing a bust or something, like you can't finish it. And another thing, because you don't play with sword, because I use a katana.
I play
and
with
rifle.
a sword.
Woo.
Anyway,
Oh boy. Anyway,
What's the name of that weapon?
I can't remember.
Okay.
nothing that I want to say out loud, I'm sure. But I use a
Low hum.
I use a katana, and a rifle.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Tanner, what did you describe the sound as? When
a
you
buzzing sound.
No. When you actually hit somebody with it.
Slap.
No, it's like someone throwing pizza dough at a wall.
Anyway,
Best weapon of the game, baby.
I use a katana and a rifle and a handgun in close combat.
There's a game where you can do just that, and it plays better than this. If that's really what you
Is
want.
that Saints Row the Third?
No, it's
I love that game.
that one it's more my play style. No, what's
It's a bit
that?
more pronounced.
What's that game? Something Warrior. It might have Ninja in there. 2?
Ninja Warrior.
Shadow Warrior 2.
What are you talking
You can dual wield like a katana and an Uzi, and it's like
Oh,
Doom
I thought
style.
You were talking okay. Got
No,
it.
Emily, don't be weird.
It's like Doom style
leave.
combat with a sword and a gun.
It's really
very
fun,
good.
and I really like because if you're in a place where you can kind of hide from bullets, then it's nice because you can kind of jump around because you can also kind of juke the system for bullets because enemies don't have great aim and their games have or their guns have pretty big spread.
And you don't take much damage.
No, and also I'm playing on normal, so it's not like I'm playing on easy or exploration. I'm like playing on normal, and it's pretty easy to juke the system and kind of. And I know later on you can dodge bullets. There's like a perk or something. I've been told.
I haven't found that one.
Excuse me. I know. Me neither. I want it because then you can just dodge bullets, hit them with a sword. But that's all I'd say. When you cut
is
their
it
head
that
off,
that thing that they do?
I don't know. I haven't seen
It's
it
probably
myself.
that.
When you cut their head off, the head the head is over there, but you can clearly see bloodstains where a head would be, and it's just invisible. And it's just like one of those things that it's
Sick.
like, okay, I'm pulled out of it again because this is incorrect. Like, you can see the shape of the head in blood, and it's like squirting right there, and it's really annoying. And then also sometimes that'll glitch it so that you can't pick up whatever they're holding.
That happens a lot.
That happens so much.
Yeah.
Which is also annoying. And then sometimes it just straight up, like when you're hovering over a body, it'll show you the last thing that you picked up as another item that you can pick up. But if you're doing rapid, like you just cleared out a room of people and you're just picking up whatever you can, it gets really annoying because then you're suddenly, like, you pick up a body and it's like, that's not what I wanted. Because it's a whole animation to pick it up and put it down.
Yeah.
And when you only have half an hour before the next crash, every second counts.
I know it's kind of related. Like one system I really like when it comes to looting so I've recently been playing Wasteland 3.
Yeah.
And they have this mechanic for looting where so you clear out a room and you go to like the first body you find. You'll go down to loot them, and then it puts you into a screen. It shows you this person's, and then once you pick that up, it'll just automatically go to the next person, and you can actually go through one by one and pick the stuff up, or you can just mass pick it all up.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, if they're if they're close to each other and you
that's
loot
that's
one,
a
it
perk
loots
in
them all.
Valhalla.
That's how it should be.
It's a perk in Valhalla because some people, it's a perk in Gods and Monsters.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that at some point. I heard that was
pretty
real
decent.
bad.
It's Gods and Monsters.
It's not worth $60.
I would like to send you the review that I listened to because I
Okay.
think you would get a kick out of it. It was professional comedians talking about how grating the comedy in that game is.
I think it's charming, but that's for another day.
Is Gods and Monsters the
It's
Ubisoft
Phoenix
game?
Rising, yeah.
Oh, Phoenix Rising. Okay,
Immortals, Phoenix Rising, because Monster sued them.
yeah. It was such a terrible name, and
It's an awful
It's
name.
too many names
And
is
I
the
think
thing.
I think that's gonna be Gods and Monsters was really snappy, and then Monster had to ruin that.
So Marty.
And I don't think it's. I think it would have been a good $30 game. I don't think it's a $60 game, and that's my review of it. I'm
There you
actually
go.
really enjoying it, and I'm planning on getting the season pass because I think the season pass is going to add a lot, and it's going to be the first time.
But if it's not worth the $60 you paid, then they should add a lot for free until it is, and then do a season pass.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Ubisoft, so I'll do whatever they tell me to.
What,
I know.
What is it you call yourself?
A Ubislut.
So, So Cyberpunk, what else?
Um,
Have you been to the edge of the map?
Not yet.
I have. Do you know how they did the invisible walls?
No.
It's a projection that says "Do not cross." So I did. And then it's a zone controlled by the military that they will just fire on you if you go. And it's just desert all around. And if you go out there, they just shoot you. You die.
No.
I think that's a pretty clever way to do that.
I wouldn't say
I mean,
clever.
All things
but
considered.
it's better than just a wall.
It's a thought that they put into
Yeah.
it instead of... It's a reason. Because that's one of those things, too, that I don't like.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I would love it. But...
My big issue is that it doesn't feel like there's anything in this world outside of Night City. Like,
That's
they
true.
talk about Tokyo.
A lot.
Yeah, but, like, I don't feel like the Tokyo they're talking about actually exists, you know?
Yeah, Tokyo, there's mentions of a
Pretty
lot
much-
of
pretty
ci-
much
yeah,
just Tokyo.
like Oslo and like big
Oh, yeah.
cities, and it's like, okay, where am I supposed to be right now? Which I wish they would
It's
expand on
LA,
more.
isn't it?
I don't think so.
Pretty sure that roller coaster is supposed to be the
I
pier.
don't know. I haven't.
The Badlands is a real place.
I wish they would go more into how it fit, because it's gonna be like, I mean, it's an alternate universe, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because in 2023 they've got all these things.
I mean, we're pretty close.
We're almost there.
We're close, but like the big high tech tower
Yeah, that's fair.
is there in 2023.
No one's doing cool projects like that in the world of architecture.
Elon's doing something in Austin, if I'm not mistaken.
He's moving.
He's building a Tesla plant.
Is he building some like underground?
Tesla plant?
If he built the train stations here, I wouldn't mind.
That'd be great.
Because that passed. That's completely unrelated to anything, but they're going to do trains in Austin.
Oh, I voted for that.
I didn't, because I don't live in Austin, and I'm not registered to vote in Austin.
I have to go from San Marcos to Dallas pretty often, so a train would be cool.
Yeah.
No, there's like inner city trains, like DART for Austin.
Yeah.
That passed.
Oh, that did?
Yeah.
Not the intra-city, the Dallas, Houston, Austin one?
That one, it's always up in the air.
I would like that one. Anyway.
I signed some petitions to get that, because I would love to just play my Switch instead of driving my car when I go to see my mom.
But yeah, so the world, it's weird, because in some ways it feels really fleshed
very
out.
empty.
And in some ways, yeah, it feels really empty. Like
Even walking around the streets.
nothing is happening other than what's happening to you, but also there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and a lot of for being such a quote-unquote deep game, there's a lot of repeats. Like, at your
Yeah.
apartment where you are so often, they repeat the same announcements outside. There's like 3.
Yeah.
And then the people that you pass, it'd be one thing if it's in an area that, like, you go to for a mission, and then you might happen to explore over there later, and you hear the same thing, like, whatever.
That
But-
also happens.
Yeah. But passing those cops at the coffee bar in front of your apartment.
Oh.
So are we going to talk about what happened? I
Yeah.
sat there and
Do you
listened to
talk
it
to
the
them?
first time.
They give you a mission.
That's a different set of cops.
Oh. I checked on him.
I did, and he didn't answer the door, so I left for a bit.
I've finished his storyline.
I'm excited to.
He's not happy.
I can't imagine, so. But like
And that's the other thing. It's super depressing.
But I get
The game?
that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that, to
As
be
someone
honest.
who lives in a dystopia, I understand, but like you can only handle so much when you turn the game off and then you go out and you can see it happening around you. Like, give me a little silver lining.
It's kind of a social commentary in some ways.
Oh, a lot of ways.
A lot of ways. I just don't think that Cyberpunk, in a lot of ways, it's not what they promised.
Yeah.
And I think
I would say in almost no ways it's what they promised.
Keanu's in it.
They did promise that.
They did
Boy,
promise
is he.
that. And he's pretty prominent. So, like, that's okay. Because I know that some games, they're like, oh, we got this big dude. and
Terry
you see
Crews.
him over here, and that's look at him. You can see him over. He's on a billboard over there.
You guys see the clip of I think Terry Crews and his son were streaming.
I sent that to you.
Oh yeah. Terry Crews and his son were streaming.
Wait, I think I sent that to our group chat.
Oh, Tanner probably didn't look at it.
That's
I
true.
might have.
Terry Crews and his son were streaming, and Terry said something, and his son just called him out on how bad
Oh yeah.
whatever
they
game
were-
he was in was.
They were like, he was doing a charity stream, and he said something about like, someone was like, "You should do a game," and he's like, "I'm in a game," and then his son was like, "But it was bad," and he goes, "No." And then he also goes, "Aw, you're my little pog champ," which is so funny to me.
Anyway.
Do you think Twitch language outside of Twitch is cringy?
Yes.
I think it depends. When
I think
Terry Crews
inside
said
of
it was
Twitch,
funny.
it's cringy.
One of the people that was training me, every time I did something well, he would say, "That's poggers, bro," and I was like, "You have to shut up."
So, Hadley says that sometimes. He'll be like, I'll say something like, "Oh yeah, killed it over there, man," and he's like, "Pog." I'm like, "Oh damn it."
Every time. Now, to be fair, I have talked to him about that.
Uh-huh.
He says every time he says that out loud, part of him dies inside.
Yeah, he's told me that too. So at least he acknowledges
He acknowledged
it.
it. One day he said, it was one of my last shifts with him, and he something happened and a customer left and the store was empty and he went, "Poggers!" Ugh. Anyway, Cyberpunk is pretty disappointing, but at the same time, it is really good. It's just, I think if they didn't...
There's a lot there that's worth checking out, for sure.
I think it's worth $60 in 3 months when you can play it.
Yeah, I think what I've played, I really like the mechanics. I felt like the shooting was good.
Yeah. Which is something I was worried about coming from a studio that does melee combat RPGs.
Yeah, like when I was
But
firing the hand cannon, I was
melee
like,
combat was
man,
not
this
good.
it really, I feel
it, and it's satisfying when you get that headshot.
I was shot with it was like an SMG or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. The
driving
The
is
combat
fine.
I think the driving
depends
is okay.
on what you're driving. Motorcycles are impossible to control.
That's not true. I find them easier than cars.
Well, maybe I just haven't gotten the hang of it yet because every time I ride it, my PlayStation crashes. But
You cannot count on being able to drift a corner.
Turn, yeah.
You have to stop
Because
for
my-
corners.
My bike just straight up, I dime turn on my front wheel and the back of the bike lifts up and it spins around.
Oh, those
cool.
are the good ones. Most of the
cool.
time what'll happen is you'll be going,
I get that a lot.
you'll hit the handbrake, and
But then I'm
it'll...
usually turned the wrong way. I also don't know how to use the handbrake.
X. You hit the handbrake,
Oh, I
it'll
really do.
go into a drift, and then it'll try to level itself back out as if it thinks that's what you wanted, was to go straight. So you end up going just at like a 20-degree angle instead of a 90-degree angle.
As someone who's come from racing games, I think that's my issue too, is I play a lot of Forza Horizon.
Oh, Is there ever been a game
Need for Speed.
Has there
It's a
ever
good
been
racing
a
game.
open world game with good driving mechanics?
I might have
Burnout
just...
Paradise.
It's a racing game.
I might have just
Oh.
gotten used to Grand Theft Auto, but I find myself being able to control Grand Theft Auto pretty well.
Watch Dogs 2.
Disagreed.
Okay.
I've never played.
Depends on the car you
Hard
get.
disagreed.
A lot of them handle differently, but if you there's a couple cars that handle beautifully in that game.
Well, I guess this
And
is
the Javelina, the car that you left on the staircase,
yeah.
that one handles pretty well.
okay. Speaking of that,
It did
I
go
guess
up
I'll
some stairs.
I guess I'll talk about the bug that I ran into. So I guess
Which one?
The one where you got stepmom stuck in the wall.
Oh, that also happens a lot. Bodies will just stay wherever they are.
Oh, hold on. Okay. There's one last thing. Speaking of bodies. So they did the patch. I was playing. I wanted to do as much infinite money hacking as I could
Just in
before I
case.
downloaded the patch, just in case. So I did.
Yeah, they released a patch
And I
yesterday,
played-
and I haven't played it. And also, we can confirm it still crashes.
Yeah, I played and my game crashed, and I was like, okay, fine, I've got the money, I'll download the patch. So I downloaded the patch, went back in, I noticed it wasn't crashing as often, which was neat, and then I killed somebody, and I went to loot their body, and they floated away. just laying down. As soon as I walked up, nothing could have triggered it other than me being there. It just floated away.
One of the fixes they did, because I read the patch notes last night, They fixed actually my favorite bug, so I'm pretty disappointed.
Which one?
So after, I don't remember which mission.
And I hope they leave the fun bugs. Like how you don't take fall damage if you slide off a ledge.
I think that would be fine.
That needs to be a mechanic.
I hope they leave that. Yeah.
That's a pro strat. No, so after... I don't remember what the mission is called. And you can play the mission a lot of different ways. But
which one? What do you do?
You're picking up something for your fixer. It's at the pretty front of the game.
The car?
No, you're picking up the bot.
Oh, okay. That one.
And there's a couple ways you can play this mission where you can kill everybody there.
I did that one all wrong.
Yeah, you can kill everybody there. You can accidentally give them a virus. You can purposely give them a virus. Or you can... Like, there's a ton of different ways to play it. And then, eventually, you get into a gunfight. At least the couple of different ways I know how to play it. You get into a gunfight. It's really just who you're fighting and who's on your side. And there's a character, Dum Dum, that...
Yeah.
After the mission ends, he follows you if you played the way that he's on your side. And honestly, it was very annoying because the next couple of missions, like there's one you're supposed to go into a soundproof room with somebody so that no one can hear you, and he opens the door and comes in. Like he's not just like T-posing, following behind you. He's
Good
like,
old Dum Dum.
He's like following you around, and also he has glowing eyes. So I cannot express how often I would get frightened because I would be exploring a dark corner, realize it's a dead end, turn around, and his bright eyes are right in my face. I almost peed myself like 4 times. And then I got attached to him because he would also, like, he would get in your car. Like, there was no way to get rid of him. And I was pretty upset about it for a little bit.
Did he give you his... Never mind. Did he give you his... No nuance November take on marrying your sibling?
You talking about cut content, man?
Are fun.
I am talking about cut content.
Anyway, that's a conversation I almost had with someone, and I decided that's not worth touching at all. Anyway.
What an opener.
Anyway.
So they fixed Dum Dum?
They patched out Dum Dum. And now,
Did he ever, help in combat?
Here's the thing. At first, no. But eventually, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because at first, he was just, in my way all the time. Because he would also because he would follow you, but he was keeping a certain distance, too. So,
social.
Mm-hmm. Social distancing. So, in that mission where you go into the soundproof room with somebody, he blocks the doorway. So I had to,
shoot him.
No, because you can't shoot him because he was an ally, so you can't even point your gun at him.
Like the kids.
Grenade.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the perk where your grenades don't affect you, so I was going to kill both of us, and then I'd reload right into the room. So the corner of the room, I could get him to take an inch forward, so I kept having to move over there. I got out of the room, but I was like, I hate this guy. And then I was trying to do a sneaky mission. You don't have to do this. I was just doing... So there's, side missions where you can basically just do busts. And then the cops, in return for clearing out the bad guys, you get to just keep whatever you find. And the cops will pay you bounty. I've been trying to get better at the stealth in the game, so I try to do those sneaky. But he is... So sometimes he would sneak, which I liked, but he didn't hide, so I would get noticed very often. And then I figured out he was actually shooting, and he was actually killing people, and I was like, oh, actually? Dum Dum, I love you. And not 2 minutes later, he gets shot in the head, and he died, and he's gone.
Oh.
That's wild.
So it was just a roller coaster because it was 2 days of Dum Dum following me around and me coming to terms with it.
So they just patched him out completely?
They patched out very specifically that glitch where he would follow you around.
Okay.
But I also accidentally got him killed. I almost reloaded my save. But I was like, I really don't want him following me around. I've thought about it. That's okay. He took out a couple of these bad guys for me. We're cool. I can sneak again. And then I played the heist, and I was really glad he wasn't following me for that.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
That would have been so annoying.
Anyway, Norm, bug. You said you had a
I'm
bug?
so
God, that
sorry.
was like years ago. Yeah, so I got my car stuck. I was trying to go to the beach, and I was trying to go downstairs with the car because apparently the gates are made of titanium alloy, and I can't just crash my car through gates. So I tried to go down the stairs, but then I got it stuck. So I hopped out, and I'm like, okay. And Tanner recommended, well, why don't you just use another car to push that car down the stairs? Which I'm like, that makes perfect sense to me. So I'm standing in the middle of the street just kind of waiting for cars, and I notice nothing's coming, and I look all the way down and I see cars, but it's as if they're you can see them from a distance coming to you, but they get to a certain point and then just completely disappear and just vanish.
Yeah, which was weird considering so I used an out of bounds glitch to find a secret mansion with some cut content. And,
or maybe future bonus content.
Maybe future bonus content. There were definitely mission messages in there. Anyway, during that, there's a point where you are glitched kind of in a wall, basically, and you can see the entire map, but none of the buildings render or the roads. It's just an empty skybox with cars driving around. And all of the cars are rendered at once.
And they're all bumper
so
to
much
bumper.
Traffic, and it looks like a full city. And if it was like that more often, first off, the driving would be a lot more annoying, and I recognize that. But I think it would feel more alive as well, because you're supposed to be in one of the most populated cities in the world. And also the driving is just, I know we already touched on it, but the driving is whack. The roads aren't really big enough for you to do much.
Yeah.
Driving is not...
If you miss a turn, even on a motorcycle, you can't pop a U-turn.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Because it's just the road's not wide enough.
It's not like a feature. It's a tool. Because I feel like driving in games should be more... horseback riding in games it can be fun.
Terrible.
It is. It's one of those things
There's only been one game that I liked the horseback riding in.
Skyrim?
Yes, for a different reason. That wasn't good, but I enjoyed it. Ghost of Tsushima had very good horsing. And it's because none of the trees have hitboxes on them, so you can go right through them.
Oh, that's an interesting choice.
I like the horseback riding in Red Dead, except also that it was too annoying. Red Dead is also another one of those games where... Red Dead's a good example, actually. Of
a good example of how they have no excuse for releasing a game
no
in this
excuse, because
state.
That game, first off, the
looks
choices
better,
actually...
runs better.
Yeah, and your
Structured
choices
better.
don't necessarily matter as much, but there's a lot of branching things that you can do.
I mean,
the world feels very alive, and... There's some glitches, but it's not game-breaking.
But looking at the games, and I'm not giving Cyberpunk an excuse or anything like that, but looking at Cyberpunk and looking at Red Dead, Cyberpunk looks a lot more complicated and more in-depth than Red Dead.
I think visually, yeah.
Visually, yeah, but, content-wise...
When you're doing that, there's a sacrifice you have to make as far as computing power goes for rendering that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Red Dead's much, much more polished. And I think that there's...
And that also got put off a lot.
That got delayed a few times. I think if they had delayed it 6 more months... Because everything that CD Projekt was saying was that it was just polishing. Just making it beautiful. Making sure the textures would load in correctly. That's what they were implying.
Yeah.
But it's they were trying to fix the game.
Oh, definitely.
And there's a lot of AI systems. I was reading a thing yesterday, specifically about the cars, that it's if you turn around, if you park your car, and they don't go around it or anything, they'll honk at it. But if you walk far enough away and turn around, the traffic is gone. It just disappears.
Yeah.
And the AI in the cars, they don't make any decisions that make sense, even for driving AI. Also, they hit you a lot. They won't stop for you.
Oh yeah, I've been hit.
Mm-hmm. Which in most
quite
games,
memorably.
Yeah, in most games, you can get hit, but they'll usually stop. or like react in some way, but they'll just straight up drive over you.
Yeah,
It seems like that's on
I like
a...
that.
I've chased down multiple people for that.
To be fair, this is like the first open world game where I actually feel like I have to look both ways before walking.
Yeah, and you do. Like, you have to look both ways. There's a lot of, like, small things like that I feel like, okay, if you're taking so much time on this game...
So, they took the time to be sure that if a fence has barbed wire on the top, it will hurt you. And that frustrates me because I've been trying to jump over some fences and they just hurt me and push me back. But
like my love life.
But they haven't taken the time to, I don't know, make sure all the doors work. That's been an issue I've had where sometimes doors don't open, like the one to my apartment.
You're using the right key.
Yeah, my hand, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I
can't tell. Do we like this game or not?
I love it.
I will.
I'm having a great time.
I am in a place right now.
Are you going to keep playing it?
Eventually, yes. Right now, I'm playing it to see if the patches have fixed anything. But I don't want to get too far into the game because I don't want it to... I'm nervous it's going to corrupt my save or something, to be completely honest with you. Like, it's a matter of time. Especially with my luck with this beautiful system. It's going to corrupt my save or something. But... And
Can you... I mean, if you have PlayStation Plus, can't you just make a cloud backup of your save? And
yeah. But it's one of those...
You shouldn't have to.
Oh, no, I agree.
What I'm saying is I'm probably going to start it over once I can actually play it. So right now I'm just kind of like goofing around. Because I know... Because if I get too into something and it crashes, like, I'm just going to be mad.
You should, instead of playing Cyberpunk, you should just play Apex with me.
Okay.
Cross-platform.
Okay.
Can I play on PC?
Yeah, cross-platform.
Sick.
So we got an Xbox PC and a PlayStation?
Oh.
Let me get it on my Switch.
Sure, man.
Anyway, yeah.
I played Apex the day it came out, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get into this, and then I never played it again.
Dude, that's how I was with Hyperscape.
Yeah, you were. I think you did a stream of that, right?
I sure was trying.
Oh, yeah.
Because my internet had 30 up.
The Darwin Project, I did that with that one as well.
That one seemed pretty fun. But
it's pretty cool. It's all right.
Yeah.
But that's all to say, like, because Norm and I started a new job recently, and I'm still, like, new enough that... Well, and we're, like, super busy right now. So I've been, like, staying late or just getting exhausted at work. And
even though I tell you to freaking take breaks.
And I do take breaks.
Like
this week I took a bunch of breaks. Yeah. I'm getting better about that. But I'm, like, trying to find that balance. So, like, I don't have the time necessarily to play games as much as I usually do. I don't have the energy. Like, I get off work and I'm ready to, like, just chill out.
Yeah.
I can't have a game that's going to frustrate me because I rode my motorcycle too fast. I'm riding a motorcycle. I'm going to ride it fast. So
anyway,
like, in its current state, what I'm saying is, in its current state, I'm going to set it down for a while.
All right, Tanner, what do you think?
I was going to say anyway.
Yeah,
7 out of 10. It's got a little something for everyone. Okay.
I think at the core that it's a really good game, and I'm really excited.
I do.
To
okay,
play it.
I'll pick it up next year.
Hold on. I don't think anything about it, any one thing about it, is really good. Like the RPG mechanics, not really good. The story,
I think the combat,
not really
is really good.
The combat, not really good. But like when you put it all together. It's neat, you know?
It's
just think it's neat.
Yeah. That's all I want.
It's a burrito.
I want a game.
Yeah, it's like a burrito.
Like a decent burrito.
Yeah, once you come to terms that it's not what they promised. Like, because it's not, at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the rice isn't, the rice may be a little undercooked, and the beans could have been warmed up a little more. Cheese is probably a little off-brand. But
yeah, but
it's
they
okay.
were promising a souffle.
Chicken on top, and it's not there. Like, the chicken is not there.
It's a cheese burrito.
What's on the dollar menu? Wait, did they take it off of Taco Bell? Yeah, PlayStation took it off of their menu. Yeah. Anyway, okay, yeah.
But it's not what they promised. And when you kind of come to terms with that, and have a more realistic expectation of what it is. It feels like a Ubisoft game, almost, with more depth to it.
I would say it feels like a Bethesda game with better shooting.
That's a better example.
Slightly better
I
shooting.
don't know. I like Fallout's. Fallout 4 shooting.
Fallout 4 shooting was good. Fallout 3 shooting.
Trash.
Yeah. Anyway.
What's next?
Well.
But yeah,
don't know.
I'm very disappointed, but I also, should we talk about the crunch?
I'm not super disappointed. Like, I
Captain?
expected this.
Crunch?
Also,
What are you talking about?
I come from a time in games where they couldn't just fix the problems. Like, once it shipped. And I really love games with pleasant bugs and glitches. Like,
It's very charming, like Jedi.
it can be fun. Like, sometimes in Jedi,
Yeah.
when you could, like, when you can cheese a boss because you can glitch into a spot and it can't get you, that's just fun. And I love that. And Cyberpunk has a lot of that. And I hope they don't go crazy and patch out everything and make it a perfect game. Because I think
They were promising us a perfect game.
a lot
and
of
I
its
don't want a perfect
imperfection is charming.
Yeah.
And just...
I just want to be able to
if
play
it
it for
ran,
more than an hour.
If it ran, it'd be good.
Exactly. I don't know that it would
Also,
be game of the year.
that guy that came out and then T-posed at me and looked at me
And then
and called me a
walked
name
away.
and then just like got back into his animation and walked away.
That was good.
Very fun.
Our friend Jackson, his one of his favorite moments was he was just walking down the street and some guy just in the middle of the street just T-posing and just looking at him and just like as if it was like a power move.
Yeah. They have, well, when they do that, when they go into the T-pose, they have I think it's called, what's it called? Billboarding. It's a thing called billboarding where they always face you and they turn with you. And it's like as soon as they go into that, billboarding turns on and they're just always staring at you.
I hate that. So crunch with the gaming industry, it's a norm, and I don't think it should be.
Hello.
Like and that's not a hot take. So crunch is basically like working overtime.
As someone who's been working like 90 hours on developing a project, I agree. It's not pleasant.
And it's like that.
I
for
should be
months
doing
and
it now,
months.
and I feel terrible that I'm not.
It's like that for months and months. Like CD Projekt sent an email to the families of the developers back in June or July saying, "Hey, we're sorry that they've been away for so long.
We're gonna get you a gift basket.
We're gonna like make it up to you. This game is gonna be great, and everyone's wanting to be here." And CD Projekt is also one of those companies that says there's never crunch. We don't believe in crunch. But they've been crunching for 6 months,
Weren't they
and
the
now they have
ones-
to keep crunching to get those patches out in January and February.
What studio was it that said, like, yeah, we crunch. It's what we do. Get over it.
Probably Naughty Dog.
It was a different country that they were based in. That's why I thought it was CD Projekt. When they were like, I'm pretty sure it was, and they were talking about Cyberpunk, and they were like, yeah, we're doing crunch. It's part of our work ethic. We're trying to get it out. Get over it.
So one of the things that the developers boasted is that they didn't need crunch, and if people were crunching, it was because they wanted to. It wasn't because the environment. But that's not realistic. And then also, they've been a lot of tweets are coming up or statements of them saying like, nope, there's not crunch.
Well, like crunch isn't.
We aren't going to do crunch.
Crunch isn't new, right? Like I feel like games have always been.
Yeah.
But that's a problem.
But we didn't
as
know
well.
about it, and we were happier that way.
Yeah, like people working at on Red Dead.
It might have been them, too.
Yeah, Rockstar, they were working like 100-hour weeks.
Yeah.
In like the month leading up to the release.
Which,
And it's like, that is not
I see.
good.
Okay, that's not good. But I'm the kind of person where if I was proud of what I was doing, I would probably be willingly doing that a lot.
There's that, and I think it's easy to do that for like a week.
Yeah.
But they were doing it
yeah,
for months at a time.
reasonably.
At CD
Yeah.
Projekt.
I guess
and it was expected.
That's the other thing. If it was expected, that would be a
Or
whole...
like-
Because I have problems with authority, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I actually don't. But
well, then there's also like the environment of like, oh, you see that your friend's staying late, or like someone that you're working with is staying late.
Sucks. Later, Bill.
They can't do anything without you doing something. So like you know that they're staying late to do this. So more and more people stay, and then if everybody's staying and you leave, you look like you're letting the team down.
That's also like I've read that's a big thing in like a Japanese culture where people don't leave until the boss leaves, and then it's like, all right, I guess we can all.
And they also have the highest suicide rate in the world.
Oh, well, okay. So
but
my
also
question...
America has a work ethic that it doesn't line up with most other countries. So like we put so much pride on working so much, and you just don't get that from a lot of countries. Looking at you, Europe.
Let me ask you this:
That's not a country.
What? Because
the countries of Europe.
When I hear about crunch in video games, I don't see it any differently than crunch in any other media. Like I'm sure movies, like when you look at movies, TV, even like the music industry, like I can only assume anything entertainment wise, there's going to be harsh crunches.
The difference in a lot of it is games oftentimes are bigger productions in some ways.
Bigger in the sense that
staff.
they require more people to be physically doing something at the same time. Because you need, even while programmers are writing the AI, like right from the beginning, everyone's working on something. With like a movie, you shoot and then it goes to post-production, it goes to,
So
it goes
even
to
if
be
you're
cut
crunching,
and...
it's for short bursts of time.
Yeah.
Lots of creative things have crunch, and that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're doing it for the love and the passion of it. But like I've been on a film set, and we crunched for 2 days, but that's not really crunch. That was just 2 12-hour days, and then we worked the next weekend, and it was a student film, so it's not the same thing at all. But like talking to my friends, like, yeah, you have a couple 12-hour days, you work 4 days a week, or if you work 5 days a week, it's for 2 weeks to get like tons and tons of hours in, and then you get much longer breaks. With games, it's like I said, for 6 months straight.
Yeah.
No weekends for 6 months straight, and that is not.
And if it's a passion project for everyone,
that's
then
one thing.
Go for it.
But a lot of, like, once you get into a studio that big, it's a job for most of them, you might even say.
Which we should also say, don't be going after the developers right now. Because the developers didn't hype it.
Do this.
They didn't advertise it wrong. They've just been trying to make it work.
Also, they're doing their best. And you can, like, even... my boss had to talk to me last week about working too much because I was working more time, but I was being less productive because I was so stressed about and this is like a job that at the end of the day, it's just a job to me. For these people in creative fields of work, it's a lot of times more than a job. It's usually like a career. So there's more to it. But, like, your productivity goes down, your morale goes down. Some people straight up just quit. Like, a lot of... Like, Naughty Dog has a huge turnover rate. They're also notorious for crunch. They've got a huge turnover rate, and that is not a positive environment. And it also creates one where you're very replaceable, so you're always trying to, like... It's so stressful.
A lot of the surge that we've seen in really good indie games has come from people quitting bigger companies because they want the passion back and they want to do their own thing, which is cool.
A good example.
But you can't make a Cyberpunk 2077 from an indie studio. Like, the resources just aren't there.
Right.
You could, but it would take a lot longer.
Longer than in 8 years?
Yeah. Well, like, look at Stardew Valley.
I
know that it's not as complicated, but, like, that's one guy working for, like, 8 years.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the example I was going to go with, Hades, which is a really big game this year. I haven't played it myself, but it was nominated for a ton of stuff, including Game of the Year, and Best Direction and a bunch of different things. And they have a no crunch policy where if you send an email after 5 p.m. on Friday, you get written up. Like, you do not talk about work. Like, once you clock out, you're done for the day. the weekends are yours, and then you come back and you work on it again. And then they release the game when it's done. They don't, Hades is a much smaller project.
But I blame
smaller...
the fans for this getting pushed out too early because
there's
everyone kept yelling about it.
There were death threats every time it got delayed.
God, that's one thing I hate about the video game community in general is just the toxicity of it is just sometimes mind-boggling.
It's crazy.
Like
what do you expect from people?
Like even like so one thing it really pissed me off recently. So I'm on the Apex subreddit and I'll check in sometimes.
Oh, that's a terrible place to be.
It's not great. And they recently came out with an event where you can buy these skins, stuff like that, blah blah blah. And people were just losing so the game is.
But wasn't there an actual issue with the way that they did that? Like the legendary skins and the legendary weapons don't come in the same packages. Like you have to.
So what? like I get it. If you're upset,
that's a minor gripe.
Like it really pisses me off when people just like talk so much shit about a company. Like all they care about is the money, things like that. Like they're a freaking company.
It's a free game.
It's a free game. It's like that's not an argument. And I should be able to like another thing I really pissed me off is the fact that they changed the battle pass, so you have to grind a little bit more to gain levels because people were hitting max levels. So it's 3-month season. People were hitting their max levels about a month and a half in.
Yeah.
So they increased that so that people can had to grind a little bit more to hit those max levels. And people that were like, well, I only play like 1 hour every day. Like I think it's unfair that I can't hit max level. If you're only playing 1 hour a day, accept the fact that you're not gonna hit max level and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I love that game and I don't have enough time to play.
I can see going, yeah, I don't like this. Oh well.
Yeah, the game is still there.
It's really the most that you can do.
You're not going to collect all of the free content, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And, like, people were, again, sending death threats to like, people that had nothing to do with the people that started made the whole
Well, did you see, they asked one of the developers, one of the developers did an interview, and they said, do you want to get on the subreddit and take questions? And she was like, no, they're too toxic. I don't want to I don't want to interact with them.
Well, and I think one of the biggest issues with the gaming community, I don't think that everybody or even a majority of people are like that, but gamers in general are more tech savvy. The voices are going to be a lot louder because gamers,
they know the right places to yell.
Yeah, I would say 99 out of 100. They're already going to be online. They're already going to be in the places that these people are looking. They're going to know how to yell at the right and wrong people. Whereas other communities, they're not necessarily in the same boat.
Yeah.
So it's just,
where would I even go if I wanted to say something about a movie? Where just
you
do I just go outside and yell it?
So.
Is that what we're doing? No, like another issue
I didn't care for Citizen Kane.
Fuck you. Like another instance of like video games, video game community way pissing me off is there's a YouTuber I follow that I've been following for absolutely years, and he also does Twitch content. Well, recently, his YouTube comments have gotten more and more toxic based off his gameplay. Oh, you fucking suck at this. So
don't
now
get me started.
He's like, because of the toxicity of that, he's moving less into YouTube and more on Twitch. And I'm like, I fucking hate Twitch.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Twitch.
Howdy.
Like, I don't like talking. Like, who am I talking to? Am I talking to the streamer? Am I talking to the chat that moves a million miles an hour? What am I doing?
Have you seen what Donkey's doing right now?
I've been thinking about switching to YouTube.
You should do both.
I don't think my software works with YouTube. I think I have to pay money to make it work with YouTube, which is annoying. Well, I can use a different software.
You just use OBS, record the content, and then put it over to YouTube.
Well, I like streaming on YouTube.
I don't stream on YouTube.
No one likes.
You might as well just stream on Facebook.
Streaming on YouTube is actually like pretty huge right now. Like, it's not as big as Twitch, but you can grow a lot faster.
Is it as big as
That's what they said
Facebook?
about Mixer.
Yeah.
Right, except I looked into it.
So did I.
Mixer was doomed from the start.
No, have you followed what's going on with Donkey?
No.
So, okay. Whether you like Donkey, his opinions, or his comedy or not, you have to admit he puts a lot of effort into each video. Like, When he put out his review of Red Dead, he played through the entire thing and then gave a review, right? So that doesn't make money on YouTube. People are putting out a video a day, and it's just low effort content, and they're making more money. So he decided he was going to do that too. And he put out a video announcing that, and I thought it was a joke. Everyone did. And then for a week, he actually put out those low effort videos, and they're doing the same numbers as his good ones.
Yeah.
And then he didn't put out a video for 3 days, and now everyone's mad that he's not doing those.
Yeah, no, he hasn't uploaded anything in 5 days.
Which I hope means he's doing his review of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's sad.
The game community is terrible, and
It's actually really
we just
bad.
eject us all from
And
being
there-
us.
There's
We're all
also
terrible.
a lot of good in the gaming community.
Nope, not a single.
Nothing's coming to mind right now.
Yeah.
Celeste.
Great.
Undertale. I'm just gonna name.
Okay,
just
don't no. I wouldn't go.
Well, no,
for Undertale.
Celeste was a nice positive message with,
No, that's
positive
fine.
undertones
I'm
and
not talking about the games.
The
I'm
community
talking about
supportive
the community.
developers.
I
What
think
about the
Undertale
community?
has gone the wrong way.
What about the community? What about the game community supporting that little old lady that plays Skyrim?
Skyrim Grandma?
Yeah,
Love
Skyrim.
Oh, she's so
that.
fun. I watch her
like,
channel.
there's
She's
a-
very good.
The Animal Crossing grandma where they put a new villager in that looks like her and has the same name? It's like, that's good stuff.
That's cute. Well, that's not the community though, right? That's the
That was the
It's
developer.
the community
supporting.
and the developer.
Well, Skyrim Grandma's going to be in Elder Scrolls 6. They've already made her character model.
Perfect.
There's also things like, wow, I lost it. Hold on.
Oh man, I don't
Thinking
want
of
to. I
Animal
don't want the option to kill
Crossing.
Skyrim Grandma because I might do it. And I'm not gonna feel good about it, but I might do it.
The community for Spider-Man, I think, is really fun.
Yeah, they're very
Was it
nice and uplifting. in general.
Toby Maguire, Toby.
All three of them
Well,
were
I
on
mean,
set
yes.
together.
I just
You know that?
What?
For the next Spider-Man movie, all three of them were on set together.
Andrew
For what?
Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and
They're doing a Spider-Verse live-action movie.
Yeah.
Griffin,
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, Toby Maguire,
Tom
Keith
Holland.
David.
Sorry, what?
Anyway,
Like that community, I think, and I'm not like too deep into it, but like the Spider-Man game community is really great, and like
Except on YouTube.
it's just YouTube in general.
Boy, they tore me
Terrible.
apart on YouTube.
is different.
Do you comment on YouTube?
No, but I uploaded a Spider-Man video on YouTube. It was explaining how to glitch out of bounds to the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
Because I discovered it on my own, and I was like, "This isn't anywhere, so I need to upload it." And they got mad.
What did they say? What could they possibly say?
They were like, in the comments, they were like, "Yes, I wanted to know how to do this, but now that you've put it online, they're gonna fix it." And it's like, well,
That means you actively have to search it up. I want to know. What?
Incredible.
I also
Well-
had a typo, but no one mentioned it.
Nice. Well, of course.
Anyway, what I meant was like the developers interacting with the community, especially like the photo mode
Okay.
on Twitter is really fun.
Yes,
and then even
but
like,
also no, because the community threw a fit that they didn't put the Raimi suit in the first game, and the developers got so mad that they released it, and they announced it with an angry tweet saying, "Fine, here you go. We were saving it, but y'all can't act like adults, so here it is now."
okay, well,
I
take
just-
Spider-Man off the list.
I just want.
There are some good sides of the community, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
Where just a lot of people are
No,
having.
it turns
a lot
out
of fun.
everyone's terrible.
Just. I think.
Yeah.
We're getting down to one knock of battery.
I think everybody should. All businesses should treat people that tweet like Wendy's or.
Oh yeah,
Just like
everyone
talk
should
shit.
be savage on Twitter.
Yeah,
there should
absolutely.
be no holds barred on
rules
Twitter.
on
Like
Twitter.
the moment you start complaining, we're roasting you.
Oh, 100%. That's why I had a real bad experience at Wendy's the other day. And I was going to tweet a joke about it. And I was like, I'm not prepared to get roasted by Wendy's. So I
See,
can't do
that's
it.
called genius marketing. If you're scared to get roasted,
Like, oh no.
yeah.
I was like, I had a joke all planned out in my head. I was like, I can't handle what they're going to say about me.
And now you're not going to complain about Wendy's online, though.
Nope.
So there's no toxic Wendy's community online because there can't be. They have scared you away from it.
So to beat the toxic, you have to be
You
toxic.
have to become the toxic. but you have to be
Channel
funny.
3 is announcing a new marketing strategy.
Tweet at us, we'll roast
Ooh,
you.
what's that hot dog place in Chicago that just talks shit at you after midnight? Wiener Schnitzel or something like
Dick's
that?
Last Resort?
Wiener Schnitzel is not.
Just a place. Like,
That's
we
just
have
a
one
place
down the
where you
road.
can
No,
get a hot dog for $1.
Okay.
Are you talking about Dick's Last Resort? Because we have
There's
those
that
here,
place
too.
in San Antonio.
Do they do that? They
for
just
sure.
That's
talk
the place where, like, I knew someone that went there and they asked for napkins and the waiter came back and threw an entire, like, a ream of napkins at them and said, here.
That's what we
and
need.
some other expletives.
We need to get rid of this customers always right bullshit.
Personally, every business should be
yes.
that way. I think everyone should be allowed to talk to each other like they've had enough.
Are you fucking serious? Are you really going to talk to me about this? No. Get done. Get done. Leave.
All right, look, I already told you all your options. If you don't like them, you can leave. Oh, you're not going to bring your business back. Oh,
you're going to
that's
tweet
a
about us?
real
We already got
shame.
3 jokes ready for you.
What
buddy.
are we going to do without that $60 every 3 years?
Oh no, bye. Like, if I could have talked back to the customers at GameStop, I would have. Well,
Oh no, one
I
less
probably
person for the 2K launch? Darn.
honestly, a lot of the people that picked up 2K, especially this year, were really nice.
That's
2K,
new.
2K.
I hated it. Always hated 2K.
People were always,
two kids.
very nice to me for 2K. But to be fair, that's the one game where they like ask me any questions. I have no answers.
I wonder.
So they were
If
always
there's a
so
reason
sweet to
they
me
were
because I'm
nicer to
cute.
you than they would have been to me or Norm.
Because I'm small and cute.
The only 2K
Norm's
launch
small and
that
cute.
was I am.
That's
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah.
The only 2K launch that was like actually bearable was the night that it also came out with Spider-Man 2K.
That was
Yeah.
so
That was fine.
fun.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
I feel
liked
like
that one.
if we had NHL 2K launches, I feel like those would be great. Just all the Canadians in America.
There are NHL launches, just 2 people pre-order them. So
2 people pre-order them. 1 person maybe shows up.
yeah, I get a call earlier in that day saying, "Hey, are you guys gonna release it early?" And I look at the clock and
Can
I
you
go,
please do that with a Canadian accent?
"Hey, are you gonna release that early?" And then I
That was
go,
better.
I look at the clock.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
I've asked for accents before and you've declined. I'm very
Canadian
upset.
does not count. I'll do
Canadians
that.
on point.
I'll do that any day of the week, twice on Tuesdays. But they would call. I would look at the clock and go, "Yeah, I can do that. Let me double check that I'm allowed to." And I would go on to GSO because they've got like the release times, what you can do, and it's like, yeah, I'll stay open till 9:05 for you.
Yeah.
And then they come and they're super pumped, and then I get to go home.
There you
And
go.
they always say thank you because they're usually Canadian.
There you go.
NHL fans, unproblematic. That's actually not true at all.
So, yeah, overall, I mean, I like the game. It's fine. The community's toxic.
I don't think it's game of the year. I think if they didn't hype it up so much, for one, it would have been fine. I think if they delayed it another year, honestly, I think 6 months maybe even.
If it was released in a playable state with all the bugs that it has, if it didn't crash and everything else was the same,
I think it would be a much better launch.
I'd put it up there in my top for the year.
Okay, so we have
I still might.
Next one we should be recording for Game of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we get just a sneak peek real quick? Game of
Some
the Year. Not even thinking about it. Just say it. Tanner, go.
Probably Cyberpunk.
Go.
I panicked because I heard Cyberpunk and I thought
Cool.
that was wrong.
League of Legends. All right, just a sneak peek, y'all.
We can do some nominations.
None of that's
real
going to
quick.
be accurate. Let's talk a little bit more about the PS5 before we go, because we're
Mine
running
still
low on
turns
battery.
off by itself.
I am scared to put mine on rest mode now, but otherwise it's been fine.
I don't have
Oh,
$1 million.
I do have someone working on getting me a replacement, so hopefully that will help.
I have platinumed Spider-Man and
I still can't play Spider-Man.
Astro's Playroom.
Ghost of Tsushima is still gorgeous in 4K.
Yeah.
Controllers
Oh,
can change.
also Cyberpunk at this point is 200 gigabytes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that is
That's
annoying
most of the PS5.
because I've only got 825 gigs, and literally like 150 of it is the OS, and I don't know how.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So, I had to delete Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which, as everybody knows, is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm pretty pissy about that. I almost had to delete Tsushima, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. Or Persona. Like, that's what it came down to.
I had to delete Persona.
What is the point?
And for some reason, I also chose to install Final Fantasy 15.
That's over 100 gigs. It's 106 gigs.
Yeah.
Because I downloaded that right away and then deleted it right away.
And I need to delete that.
Because I want to play it, but it's like, I got other big games to play, bud. I'll
I
come
don't
back.
know. I'll put something on there.
Oh, and then I also bought Nier Automata like a month ago, and I still haven't touched it. But I'm really excited to, and it's downloaded.
I've heard it's very neat.
I've heard it's just the kind of game that I'll love, so I need to get on that.
Um,
I need to download Gravity Rush so that I can stream that.
I want to play that again. I haven't played it
It's
since
so
like PS Vita.
Yeah.
No, don't play that. Play Persona.
Play both at the same time.
do
I'm
that.
gonna play more.
Play the
Cyberpunk.
better game.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna continue to play Cyberpunk, especially now that I found my main weapon.
You're welcome.
I really do think that in 6 months, this will be a $60 game. Right now, it is nearly unplayable. For a lot of people, it
that's
literally is unplayable.
I might pick it up when they announce their first DLC, because then I'm like, all right, it's probably good now.
And a lot of the DLCs, if not all of them, are going to be free.
Yeah,
What? Really?
yeah. Same way Witcher was.
Witcher wasn't free.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Most of them were free.
Like
Yeah.
the 30 additional like hour content stories. It was like 2 main with Blood and Wine, and can't remember the other one. Those weren't
Wild
free.
Hunt.
Yeah,
And
those
the other
were-
one just called Wild Hunt.
No, the game isn't the game called Witcher Wild Hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blood and Wine was not free because I remember because they launched, they actually came out with they sent the store Gwent cards, 2 decks that you could play with a downloadable code for the DLCs. They're like $30.
You still have those? 'Cause
I do.
That might be fun.
Yeah, if you want to play Gwent,
I'm down.
yeah, I'll bring them over.
The game in Valhalla.
I still have my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
the
I do
dice
too.
game in Valhalla. They're making that into a real board game. I want to play that with you guys.
That's okay.
I actually.
If I get the hang of it, then
I've gotten the hang of it. I'm so bad at it because I play defensively and then I get aggressive and then that's not the way to play.
Anybody want to play a round of Caravan?
I
of
don't know what
what?
that is. Oh, also I got
Come
a
on,
card
Fallout
game.
New Vegas.
Oh gosh, I was so bad at that.
I have no idea how to play that.
I was so bad at that. Oh man,
And like you could collect cards too, and I'm like, why? What do I?
yeah,
I don't
and they're like
understand.
laying around. It's like I don't want to Pokemon around Fallout.
Anyway, what?
I also got a card game that we need to get the group together to play once it's safe. It's called I Descent, and you've got a statement.
I am familiar with that.
You've got a statement, and then one person. It's basically, it's like, is a hot dog a sandwich? Or the statement is a hot dog's a sandwich, and you either agree or disagree, and then you just argue about it.
Oh,
And
we
that's
do that
so good for
without
us.
Is
even
that the
prompting.
one with Ruth Bader Ginsburg on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then there's like more rules as you can get into it, but like it's just right up.
We
our
just do
alley.
that anyway.
We just do that for fun. We could do it with a purpose, with a timer.
We
even
could do it with a
better.
microphone and make $10 every 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. We could do that.
That's gains,
Um,
stonks.
No, we are still netting very negative.
Look, all we need is one episode to go viral, and we're off to the tracks. Race tracks? I don't know. Horse tracks?
I think that's a different thing.
Whatever, man.
I don't know. Anyway, this feels like a good place to end. I mean, it's been 2 hours, so
my tummy hurts. That's what I have to say.
Hey, y'all. If you listen to this, if you made it this far, I want you to know I love you.
me too.
Are we gonna make it this far in our own episode? I do actually like to listen to the C3 episodes. Like,
I have
used-
to because I edit.
Sure. Do you?
Wow.
Sometimes. But our
I like
Patreon
listening to
episode
our
with
CD
JMac
episodes.
was very good. I listened to that in the car again recently.
Is that the one where he halfway realized he was on his... Oh, no. That
No, that was Spook True.
Okay.
Our Patreon C3 episode with JMac, and I think it was
there for that.
yeah.
That was before I was part of the group.
Yeah. but it's really good. You should listen to it. You have to pay me $1 though.
No.
That's fair.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah. Anyway.
Don't worry, I'll send you the link too, fans.
No.
We should make an OnlyFans instead
If
of a
everyone in
Patreon.
the world just sends us $1.
Okay, hear me out.
I'm listening.
What if? Okay, so I recently heard of the story of this woman that goes on like one of those like cam sites.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get nude the whole time. She's just on her phone, looking at her phone, and people like donate money to get her to get nude. And as soon as they donate her money, they'll say something like, "Do this." She'll just ban them, and she just makes money from that.
That's so annoying.
It is.
That's so annoying that she probably makes better money than me.
Right.
I'm thinking I could probably get away with like an OnlyFans where it's just me like in a cozy sweater going, "Hey babe, how was your day?
Oh,
Tell me
You just do
about
voice
your day.
lines.
personality
Wait.
OnlyFans.
Don't say anything. Say it again.
Tell me about your day."
I own that.
We'll
That's
clip it.
That's the property of Channel 3 Media LLC.
Hey, as
And if
long
you
as I still get my cut.
Go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon and get an exclusive clip of that or her voice line.
Wow.
I know, actually,
I will email you the MP4.
I'm thinking.
Well, no, you just put on a USB drive, then mail it to them.
I will mail you a USB drive with the MP4.
Off the
No, it'll
top-
be a CD.
Off the top of my head, I can think of at least like 7 people I know that would pay at least $1 for that. That's $7 I could have.
Is that a flex? Is that a
I
flex?
think you can't see my face because this is an audio medium, but I'm not thrilled about that.
I thought we were cutting it.
Anyway, if you would support
I know
this
$1
venture,
you could make if you say it again.
No.
Say it again, but this time say, "And also I'm your sister." And we can make $1.
I have to go. Anyway, if you like this idea, you can tweet at me at Ninja Squirrel, NJASQRL. Send me $1. I'll send you that.
Emotional
I'll
reassurance.
send you emotional reassurance. And tell you you're doing a great job.
I'm Tanner.
Also, follow me on Twitch, please.
At I'm Still Tanner on Twitter. If you send me $1, I will.
I'll send him voice recordings.
If you send me $1, I will emotionally abuse you in a voice recording. I will do the exact opposite.
Hey, and I'm still Norman. That's not my thing. Hey, you can find me at Unhappy Bananas on most things. Instagram is unhappy_bananas. I check nothing, but still add me.
That's true because I send
follow
him
me.
things all
I'll
the
get
time.
I'll get alerts on Twitter. Like, I don't check it, but I'll get alerts if you say something.
Yeah,
to
no,
me.
absolutely.
I live on Twitter, so everyone direct your things to me. I'll make sure that gets to the right people. A few weeks ago, I sent Norman a tweet via Twitter, and then he texted me that tweet later, and I was mad.
Nice.
I was very upset. Or he sent it to the group chat or something, and I was like, "Excuse me."
I was like, oh man, this is really funny. I should share it.
No, yeah, you texted it directly
That's
to me or
so
something.
good.
And I was like, "Norman, do you check your DMs?" Because my mom does the same thing. I'll send her something on Twitter, and then she'll text it to me like a week later, and I'm like, "Mom,
Dude,
this is old news.
If you give
Get
me-
with the times, old woman."
look, if you send me $1, I'll say
Check his DMs.
I'll check my DMs, but also say very nice things about your hair.
Specifically.
Yeah, and if
Oh,
you don't
I'll
have
need to
any,
send you $1
just be a
'cause
bald
I
bro.
hate my hair right now.
Already making gains.
Ooh.
You can find us at channel3media.com. On
Yes, you
Twitter. What's our Twitter for this one?
Channel 3 Pod.
Channel 3 Pod, at Channel 3 Pod. Do we have an Instagram for this one? Also, I'm not
Yeah.
usually on this.
Channel 3 Pod.
Oh crap,
Wait.
we're guests, right?
I don't know. I think
Shoot.
that we might just live here now.
So the new format for Channel 3 is whoever
can
comes to my
show
house
up.
that day is the host of whatever show we record that day.
Nice.
And I have a lot of free time and a lot of words to say, so
So
I
let's
have-
watch a movie and do the second episode of our show because
I
we're
have
on
watched
things.
so many movies.
Hey, thanks for listening, guys.
We just don't.
If you
have
send us
time.
$1, Emily will watch a movie.
I'll do it anyway.
Honestly, if you just tweet at us so we know that you're out there, we'll do it.
I'll cry. I'll cry at joy. I won't, please. Anyway.
All right.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, you gotta say your thing.
Oh, later, nerds. I forgot.